Justin Berengia here, broadcasting from Medellin, Colombia, and I brought my team from all around the world. And tonight we're going to be talking about how this movement has attracted about 100,000 people in about a year. And the panel that you're looking at tonight are some of the top income earners in the industry. And they just so happen to be on our prosperity team. And what I'm going to be showing you tonight, and what we're all going to be sharing with you, is how to make money tonight. I'm talking about by the time this hangout ends, I want you to make your first 100% commission. So what I want you to do right now, go to the... Oh, we got some more. Hey, Alex. We got some more people coming too. That's so awesome. But what I want you to do, go back to the person who invited you to this hangout, which means go to your email, go to your Facebook or whomever invited you, get started, hit the, actually, I'm sorry, it's right below this video. I'm a hippie, so sometimes I forget things. But there's a buy now button right below. Lock arms, get started. It's a measly $25. It'll be the best decision of your life. You get that. You're going to choose a username. Take your username that you sign up with, copy the URL at the top of this page right now, and it'll say equals username. And what you can do is sign up right now and then go ahead and take that link with your username in it, go to Facebook, share the hangout, send an email, update your Twitter, your YouTube, your MySpace or whatever you're using, and just invite some people to tonight's hangout. And by the time this hangout is finished, you can earn your very first commission. I've been in this industry for about 5 or 6 years, and here's my story for 5 years. I get in a deal. I work my tail off full-time. After about a year, I earn about $1,000 residual income. Then the company quits on us. Something like this happened to me in like 4 different companies. And I remind you, it took me a year to earn about $1,000 residual income on average in every company I ever been with. Here's the difference with Empower Network. I surround myself around the right group of people for the first time in my life, and I generate over $275,000 my first year here with Empower Network. I've never had this success before. A lot of the leaders that you're going to hear from tonight, this is the first time they've ever had success in this industry, and you're just looking at a very small portion of our team. I remember some of the breakout sessions at our last event in Austin. A lot of our teams had over 200, 300 people there at our event. So we're thriving, we're growing. We have like one of the most successful teams in the entire company. So I'm just going to cut straight through it because it's a privilege to be surrounding ourselves around people who have, started from nothing or started from scratch, and built their first list or made their first $10,000 or $30,000 or like some of us on the panel, over $500,000 inside Empower Network. So pay very, very close attention. Finish signing up right now as you're listening. You should like open a new window when you right click the join now button, open in a new tab. Finish signing up, grab that username, put in a link, start sharing it, because it has never been this easy to make the kind of money that we're making and working a lot smarter versus harder. And I'm going to remind you, the 5 years that I grinded it out following the wrong group of people, that was picking up the phone, and what I learned here was how to put down the phone, pick up the paycheck, and we're going to teach you the same thing. So if you don't like talking to people, like my buddy John Moroz, you don't have to talk to people, because what we have converts, and we do a lot of pretty much all the selling for you between Dave and all the team hangouts and everything that we have in place to help you succeed. And you're going to be learning a lot more about that tonight, specifically about our team and what we offer, because we've joined forces. So you're going to want to stay tuned to the very, very end. But with that being said, I want to first bring out, I'm going to bring out my homie Franco Gonzalez. And for those that don't know, Franco was actually one of my first mentors on the internet. When I first started making money online, it was following his attraction marketing principles. I went from asking my friends and family and begging them to join the deal to having people find me by strategically positioning myself on Google, the search engine, social media, and that's what he is the godfather at. So I want to welcome him to tonight's Hangout. What's up, brother?
Hey, Justin. How are you guys doing, man? Great to be here. I'm like surrounded by greatness right now, man. Greatness and a lot of income. Greatness and a lot of income. But I want to just say hello and welcome our guest today. You know, there's a ton. I was just on the other page right before we hit the broadcast button, and I saw that it had gone from like 800, like 10 minutes before we started this Hangout, guys, because this is huge. Nobody else in the industry can pull this off. Like, I don't know even how we're doing it. We're just, you know, we're just awesome. It's just we're connecting with a lot of people, and there's a reason why they're connecting with us. About 10 minutes before we started this thing, there was already waiting in the waiting room before we opened the door tonight. There was 870 people, and then literally while Justin has been talking, I haven't checked in like 2 seconds, but it's probably, you guys can tell me out there, there's probably 1,200 or 1,300 people in a Hangout. And really the theme for tonight was how do you incite that kind of a movement? You know, what has to happen, what has to come together to really unite people like that in that kind of mass numbers. And I remember just a few short years ago, I was struggling through the industry trying to put stuff together. I grew up, I went through the military, and I had a period of just utter horror almost in corporate America, guys. And I knew for sure I had a young family. I had my first daughter was born back in 1992. So when I first started learning about the home-based industry, there was no internet for me. There was no social marketing. It was all, you know, what we call now old school. And although the culture and the education and the mindset was awesome, I just couldn't get anything really running, and the corporate grind was beating me up. I didn't really have any time to market my business part-time, even because I was going to work from 7 o'clock in the morning because of Los Angeles commuting time, all the way to about 7:30. By the time I got back to where I lived in the Valley, it's already 8:30. I had to run around and try to book a meeting, get to somebody's, living room while they were trying to just go to sleep. So it was a rough go, you know, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in a networking function offline, I met somebody and we got into a conversation. He was trying to recruit me in another deal. I had quit the industry about the 17th time. I was finally done with it, you know, the last rodeo like 16 times over. And he goes, no, you know, I know a guy that lives right here in Encino in Los Angeles and Encino in the Valley, and he's doing everything on the internet, and he's making 6 figures. Why don't you go talk to this guy? So yeah, I got together and we had some lunch. I paid him I fed him, right? I bought him lunch and I learned what he was doing, and they were starting to call it, you know, attraction marketing. It was really just direct response. It was using little websites to guide people to that were looking or that were already trying to figure out a better way to build their home business. And they were doing it with little websites, but we had to reinvent everything, and the compensation structures, the products, and everything. It just didn't pan out, and so we went grinding and spinning our wheels. We'd get something going, Justin, and it would all crumble, just like you said, man, program after program. And, you know, I mean, we built it up to a full-time income, but it was never one steady. I could never say I had a business. I always had like spurts of businesses, and I was lucky enough to make enough money to really, what does full-time income mean? It just meant it was high enough that I didn't have to drag my butt back into a corporation and go to work. You know, that's all it was. And then all of a sudden, Empower Network landed on my lap. And guys, what you're going to get right now, you click on the button, you're going to get to a red page. It's going to tell you exactly the bonuses and everything you're getting on the left side. But really, we do 3 things on the internet. If you're brand new, if you're a guest, go to the Facebook wall of whoever invited you and thank them, because I'm about to explain to you what you're getting here for $25. It's going to blow your socks off. But what it is really is you're coming in and you're going to learn the three things you have to do on the internet to make money. Is number 1, you have to learn how to create traffic. Either go find it, piggyback onto it, or go generate and create it yourself out of thin blue air. Create traffic. Next, you got to capture that traffic in leads. You got to build your list. How do you do that? What do you need to set up to do that? I'm going to tell you in a second. And then number 3, after you build your list and you're capturing leads, you need to close sales. You need to convert that thing into sales. And that's where a lot of people have a really rough time, because if you're going to go it alone without a system like Empower Network, look around, look all over you. It's a mess out there because people don't know how to put all of that together with the psychology and everything that has to come together in one piece to generate money online. What you're going to get instantly right now is you click the button, 25 bucks. You can promote it while we're on the Hangout. It opens up in another tab. You can actually go back to your Facebook and tell your buddies, hey, I just got in this crazy thing. Go to this Hangout. And that's really all it is. We're going to give you the link to do it. You put your username that you're going to create right now. Stick that at the end of the link and invite them in. But you're going to get, to create traffic, you need training. You have to learn internet marketing training. I know collectively here we've probably spent, I see Alex and Ed and everybody in the room, is it safe to say, guys, we've spent over $200,000 all together in the last 5 to 10 years just on internet marketing training? Is that
on the low end?
Courses and systems and blown-up programs? Easy, right? I mean, you need internet marketing training. You need to know what you're doing. And then you need a list building system. You need a place where you can create content and get exposure and generate the traffic. You're going to get a WordPress blog that right now, last I heard, we were sitting at, and go Google how important Alexa ranking is. I think we were sitting at we are the biggest as far as generating traffic. We're under 200, so we're number 169, I think. We just passed Mashable.com. We're about to crush over Fiverr.com. We're getting more traffic than millions and millions of other websites out there in the United States with a top 169. So that's the kind of authority blog you're going to get, so you can learn, take our training, create your blog post, and then you're going to have a list building mechanism. Now you're generating leads. Now you're learning how to advertise with our training and posting the content we show you how to post on your own blog. How do you capture the leads? You're going to have to learn how to create websites, coding and all that mess, and autoresponders. We're going to give you a list building system. You're going to have about, I don't know what it's up to, guys, about a dozen different capture pages. It's just wicked. It's crazy. So now you have your list building system. That in and of itself is more than $1,000 value, because you don't get just one little site, you get a bunch of them. And then after that, you got to convert sales. There's nobody better. Go ask anybody. There's nobody better than David Wood and David Sharp, and the leaders we have in Empower Network are the best marketers in the space. And they're the ones creating videos, these Hangouts, all of these tools where all your prospect has to do, click a button, they buy, you earn 100% commission. So, and that's, the fifth part to our madness is we pay you all the money. We just give you all the money. Who cares, right? It's just a little affiliate fee. You're earning 100% commission on monthly residual income. There's passive income and all that. So get back to the site, click the button. I'm so fired up to be here, guys. Get your link and promote it on Facebook to this Hangout. And you know what? Some of you are going to start making money in the next hour as we roll on through. But Justin, that's what I had, man. Just want to give the people a welcome and a warm hug and a brief description of what they're getting right now so they can rock and roll with this.
Yeah, that's the perfect description, Franco. So I just want to thank you for doing that and for sharing all that and sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. You're vital. Every single leader here is a vital piece of our team mastermind that makes our team what it is. And next I want to introduce one of the most consistent leaders inside Empower Network. I was looking at the leaders board a little earlier in the back office, and he's actually number 3 all-time signups inside Empower Network on our team, and he is here tonight, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, because after you make over $400,000, I think you just lose count, but I think he's made over $500,000, also a top income earner inside Empower Network, and these are the leaders you're going to be working with and masterminding with and building with. So it's my pleasure to introduce John Rose. What's up, brother? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, if you unmute yourself, then you'll be sailing.
Am I good now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Perfect,
Okay.
brother.
All right. Well, first of all, thanks for having me out. It is, like I said before, we got on a call with Justin last week, and it is definitely like a pleasure and an honor to be on this team. There's so much leadership. There's so much stuff happening with you guys. The pages that you're building, the videos that all the leaders are making, the resources that you're providing to everybody that's a part of this team, just unbelievable. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So kind of tell you a little bit where I came from and how I got started in this industry, and at the same time what Empower Network has done for me and a lot of the people on my team. Again, we had this conversation the other day, Justin, and it was kind of funny, but I come from the nightclub industry as a DJ and promoter. So if you're thinking about joining Empower Network right now and you think to yourself, can I do this? Can somebody who has no experience actually do something like this, get started online and actually be able to produce an income? Let me tell you, when I first got started, I did a little bit of marketing when it comes to promoting parties and DJing and stuff like that, but it was a very different style of marketing. I did a lot of billboards and radio ads and stuff like that, which is a very different kind of marketing. When I jumped headfirst into this industry, I thought it would be similar, but funny thing is, I had no clue what I was doing. My first 6 months, I struggled tremendously, and it wasn't until I actually got plugged into the right leaders and the right I guess you could call them gurus at the time. We bought all the courses, like Franco was saying, $997 course here, or a $2,000 course here on SEO, or whatever it might be. I just became a student of the industry there for a while, and struggled my butt off for 6 months. And the stuff that I had to go through, the stuff that I had to learn, and I'm sure all of the people on this panel had to go through a very similar thing. Whereas when you're first getting started, you kind of have to find your place. And one of the first things that I started doing was blogging, but the problem is I had to learn everything there was to know about creating niche sites and installing WordPress and learning everything there is to know about cPanels and hosting and domain names and autoresponders and all this techie stuff that you really should not have to worry about when you're first getting started. But that was the only way that I knew, so I went head first into it, and I struggled, like I said, for 6 months building out these niche sites. And finally, after I started to get everything, all this technical stuff done, and I was able to start to create content and actually start to get into marketing and not have to worry about all that technical stuff, I was finally able to see a little bit of traffic. The problem was, when the traffic was going to my site, I still had no clue what I was doing, and I couldn't convert that traffic into sales. So here I was spending 6 months on all this technical stuff, and finally getting to see a little tiny bit of results, but actually not be able to create any sales from it. I still had a lot of learning to go from, or a lot of learning to do. Again, then now after I learned everything there was to know about traffic, now I needed to learn everything there was about conversion. And that took another 3 or 4 months before I was actually able to actually see something of significance, I should say. Then something like Empower Network comes out, and you actually look at what Empower Network has put in place. And I'll keep this story short, but David Wood actually approached me before Empower Network launched, maybe about 1.5 years ago. And at the time, he was a top producer in an attraction marketing system, and I was a top producer in a different attraction marketing system. I was finally seeing results at that time. And we had a little talk, and we said, what is the biggest thing that you struggle with in this industry? And that was to get people to be able to duplicate the same things that we're able to do. It's all the technical stuff. And David said, well, what if I could completely remove all that? What if I could just get all the technical stuff out of the way so that people can actually just get into driving traffic and then letting us convert all that traffic into sales for them? I laughed at him. I said, go for it. That'd be amazing. But there's no way that I thought he would actually be able to do it. Well, sure enough, David, figured out a way to be able to cut through what I had to go through the first 6 months, and I'm sure many of the same people had to go through these same struggles. But that first 6 months of installing domain names and installing WordPress to your domains and hosting and cPanels and all that stuff, literally when you join Empower Network, all that is eliminated, totally gone. You can actually start to market on day one. And what's even crazier, once you start to drive that traffic to those pages, those websites, as I was saying before, the second part of the puzzle, there's two pieces of the puzzle, traffic and conversion. Conversion, again, if you're just getting started, converting that traffic into sales is almost impossible if you don't know what you're doing right from the beginning. Now you're putting the top marketers on the planet to work for you, to actually convert that traffic into sales. That's David Wood, and then if you look here, at the Leadership Council and in Prosperity Team, everybody who's making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month and $500,000 and on these leaderboards or whatever, you're putting these people to work for you to convert your traffic into sales while you're building your own online web presence, so that here in the future you can go out and create your own sales videos and your own conversion pieces if you decide that you want to do that. The great thing is you don't have to do that when you're first getting started. That's what Empower Network has been able to do for people. And it's built, I mean, if you actually take a look at Empower Network and what it's done over the past year here, or past year and a half, I believe it is now, the culture and community is just, it's like nothing else I've ever seen on the planet. It really is. It just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's for very good reason, because it's working. We see this being around for decades, if not, centuries to come, and it's really powerful what we've got in place here. So I'm really excited to be a part of Prosperity Team with everybody, because I know you guys are just killing it. It's great to be on board, and I'm excited for everybody who really gets to get started with Empower Network, because I know the capabilities that you have here and how you can eliminate all the technical problems that we had to face when we first got started. So if you're not a member, just click the button below, man. It's time to get started. It's very powerful stuff here.
Right on, John. Thank you for sharing that. And those checks in the background, those are very sexy. And for those that maybe can't see those numbers, do you mind sharing what those numbers are? And also, I just have a question. You obviously making a lot of money. When people join our team, will they have access to the same sales video you use and the same funnels, or do they have to buy that stuff, or do you hook it up?
No, absolutely. It's great to bring up. That's something that we talked about here, which I'm super excited about with Prosperity Team. Is when we merged, the whole idea was that we could actually share resources. And so when you join the Prosperity Team here, you're going to get access to the same systems, the same training, the same traffic generation strategies that I use, the same marketing funnels, everything that I personally use in my own business to create these checks. And I think this one is for $389,397 if you can't see it. Then there's another one behind it for $133,000. And I think, Justin, you're right. Last time I checked, it was a little over $500,000 so far in the past 14 months or something like that with Empower Network. So you get access to all that stuff. It's the exact same stuff that I personally use, and all it comes down to is taking action. That's it.
Wow, that's so powerful. So that alone is worth thousands of dollars to use a marketing funnel from a person in our company that happens to be on our team that has made over $1 million, and to have access to his thousands and thousands of dollars, for locking arms with us. And I'm going to suggest getting all in right off the bat. Make a commitment to get all in and run with us so we can fly together and see you on the beaches and the cruise ships of the world. Next, I want to bring out a lady in the house tonight with all these men. So she's repping for the ladies, but she is also a top leader inside Empower Network. I remember going to Atlanta, and at that time, I believe that was her first event. And when I showed up in Atlanta not too long ago, about 9-10 months ago or so, Neve was new to the company as well. We sat down at that event as like people that no one knew who we were. We weren't successful yet, but we basically went so crazy after that event. We basically did whatever it takes to get to where we are, and we both started from like nothing. And so she's having a lot of success here. She's inspiring people all around the world. She was on stage speaking at the events. We got to hang out in Costa Rica at the Mastermind, which was like awesome. And I just want to welcome you to our team as well, because we're repping for the ladies. We love the ladies here. We believe the ladies are the future of not just society, because they create life, but they're the future of Empower Network as well. So I just want to welcome you, Neve, to tonight. And where are you located right now?
Well, right now I'm in Southern California. We just moved. We were living in Ireland, and then we spent about 8 weeks with winter sick, and we decided that was too much, so we picked up and moved to Southern California to get some sun. So that's where we are right now.
Nice.
So cool. So it's true that you can build a business like this no matter where you are in the world, from Ireland to California?
Yeah, pretty much everything we've built, we built while we were still in Ireland. And it was really, it's really kind of wonderful to me, to be on this team and to be representing the ladies, as you said, because, I think, women are kind of the major force in network marketing. I think I heard a statistic the other day that women are 80% of the actual people in network marketing. And then you'll see that there's a ton of male leaders. And I thought a lot about why that kind of happens, why sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the women to break out. And truly, I think it's because our strengths are in connecting, are in bringing ourselves to the business. But sometimes, like for me, when I joined Empower, I was like looking at the stuff, I was so excited, but I had no technical knowledge, and that's actually why I decided to join Empower, so that all that stuff could be taken care of for me, and I could focus on what I'm good at, which is, making connections, which is inserting myself into the business. And we're talking tonight about being part of a movement, and I think for the first time ever, we're in a place where people really truly understand that it is about the social side. It is about getting real people in and portraying what's actually going on. Speaking truth, speaking what's actually working for people. That's what people want at the moment, and so that's why it's time now where the ladies can really step forward. And then, I chose to align myself with this particular team, partially because I don't know how to do a lot of techie stuff. That's the one thing I've always struggled on, is kind of, the types of things that the team can offer, like creating capture pages that have our team stories in it, that kind of thing. I was kind of struggling along trying to figure that stuff out, and then realized that I could lock arms with people who had the talent that I didn't have. And you know what? I never have to do that stuff if I don't want to, because I've aligned myself with other people and with Empower Network, and they take care of that kind of stuff, so I can truly focus on what actually works. And when I came to Empower, I had like no success online. I mean, I had 1 month where I made $15 for an entire month of work. I came here because I had one daughter, and I just had my son, so I had 2 children, and I was working at Starbucks. I was on maternity leave when I joined Empower, and I decided that I didn't want to return from maternity leave, and I was going to do whatever it took. And I still tried to kind of, second guess the system. I tried to kind of do my own thing and outsmart it, because I actually didn't come with the belief that it was possible for me. And one thing is, I have to say, I think that that's a challenge that a lot of women have, is we kind of look at all these other people and go, yes, but they're so amazing, they've done this or that, they have these kinds of skills. Guys, I came not knowing how to do much of anything. And I really kind of held myself back, because I was afraid of putting my heart out there, of putting myself out there to believe that something was really different. But the thing that made a difference for me was looking at my children's faces and knowing that I could not go back to work, I could not go back to Starbucks and make coffees all day and leave these wonderful people at home. So I found that I could believe in myself because there were other people who needed to believe in me. And what I absolutely love about Empower Network was that it took care of the sales, it took care of the stuff that I was kind of afraid to do, and I could just insert myself straight into the business. Now what happened is, as I grew, as I created a team, I started to see other people having that success, other women stepping out and having, creating massive results. One of the girls on my team, Jackie Lee, just hit the $20,000 mark in Empower. Somebody else, Amber Fox, just quit her job last week, and that's exactly why I'm here. It's what we're here to do. It's all about really helping other people. Now, Justin, when we talked about locking arms together as the prosperity team, what really made me want to do that is I just looked at the talent, and I looked at what people could provide, and I looked at the heart. because I'm not going to align myself with people who are about the money. I am going to align myself with people who want to truly help others. And I looked at the fact that they were bringing out tools, bringing out things and trainings to help their people, and they weren't asking them for any more money to do it. They weren't saying, okay, you've bought this, now you've got to buy that, now you've got to, go over here and do this other thing. They were saying, hey, look, you do Empower Network. We are about Empower Network, and we will help you make Empower Network work. And all the other stuff, all the other things that can help you, like capture pages, team resources, that sense of community, because Empower Network has so many thousands of people in it that sometimes it can be hard to find your corner, to find your place where you've got people right there with you. So the fact that the Prosperity team brought that to the table really, really, it's what actually made me say, yes, this is what we're going to do as a team, because we can have access to all these things and do it from a place of heart, do it from a place of actually truly helping others. And that's all I could see. When I look at the leadership in Prosperity Team, that is all I see. When I look at the leadership in Empower, Dave and Dave, that is all I see. It's truly a heart-driven company, and that's why it was a place where I could be confident to say, I'm going to, make my stand. I'm going to make it happen. And as you said, Justin, it actually, didn't take that much work. It took the belief. But when I came back from Atlanta, I worked 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, because that's all that I could do with 2 children. And, you can make it work with whatever restrictions that you might have. It's all a matter of you coming in, believing that you can do it, and being willing to really, lock arms with us, really decide that you're going to be part of this movement. You're not going to let it, flash by as you kind of sit there watching from the sidelines. So that's kind of what I have to say tonight, Justin.
Yeah, such a inspirational story, and to know a year ago you had no knowledge of what you were doing prior to coming to Empower Network. You're just a great example of what is possible when you believe in yourself and you actually follow, and this is very important, you actually follow the directions of the leaders that already have what it is that you want. And I know when I realized that after going to Atlanta and realizing all the people making all the money are the people using the same blog and the same video sales page with the Daves that they provide us. I thought maybe you had to do it all on your own because maybe that was the secret to a lot of the successful people's success. But when I found out that was, that couldn't be any further from the truth. All the top producers were using the actual videos and pages that we all have, and when I just focused on doing that, and when you focused on doing that, that's when our life changed. And I just want to clarify for all the people that are watching this, Neve, did you actually get your sales through your own custom thing, or were you using the Dave and Dave sales page that I know I've been using the whole time?
Oh, Dave and Dave's video all the way. Before I had success, I was trying to use my own stuff, but I went to Atlanta and went, that's really stupid. Everyone else is making money using their stuff. I should use it too. So I came back. I dumped all my stuff. Actually, the first month that I was back, the first full month I was back, I recruited 50 people into Empower, and I actually did that by sending people directly to blog posts. On Empower Network and letting them click on the Empower Network link and then watching the Empower Network sales video, So once I took my own crappy knowledge out of the way, got out of my own way and actually used the skills that other people were bringing to the table, all of a sudden it all just came through, and I was able to completely focus on just being myself, believing in myself, and sending people to check out the blog, to check out the video. So yeah, it's simple. Just keep it simple.
Right on. Great advice, because a lot of times we tend to get in our own ways and we just no, we're not going to follow instructions. We'll just try it this way. And meanwhile, if you've never had success before and you try doing it your own way, that's a recipe for failure. So you want to avoid that at all costs. Next, I want to introduce another top income earner that just so happens to be on the Prosperity team. Right now, he's hailing from Brooklyn, New York, and he's making full-time income, working part-time, and it's just an honor working with such great leadership. Mr. Alex Zubero, you out there, brother? And I don't know if
sorry about
there
that. Can you guys hear me?
I hear you now.
You guys hear me?
There he is.
Hey, yeah, that's the beauty of this when you do this part time. I just got off work, so I have a full-time job. Hi everyone. By the way, my name is Alex Zubarev. Glad to be here, and glad that we have hundreds and hundreds of people watching there on internet land. And really, we want to enlighten you that we have a solution to your problems, really. Because I never been involved. I mean, I tried so many different things before. I tried MLMs, affiliate marketing, AdSense, eBay, you name it. Nothing really worked until Empower Network came along. So I really, like my story, just to say it shortly, I struggled for a couple of years. I tried every single thing under the sun to make money from home and never had consistent results, ever. Not until Empower Network. So sometimes maybe I made a couple of $1,000s, but that was like a couple of $1,000s that year, So it was like one good month, and 11 months it was just not really making any money. Just trying everything under the sun, buying all the courses, all the training. This story is typical to anybody that I encounter in Empower Network, like John mentioned that before, but that's pretty much my story as well. And until Empower Network came along, never had success. So here we have, opportunity to make guru money without being a guru. You could be part-time, you could be full-time, you could be a single mom, you could be a married couple, you could be an 18-year-old kid that just was able to retire and live in Thailand, I think, or Bangkok. It's incredible because the lifestyle that you can achieve with Empower Network is incredible. The success stories are unheard of. Thousands and thousands and thousands of different stories. I mean, you can Google it and find tons of stories. But here we came together, to really create the biggest team with the most resources, with the most talent, that we can help you guys achieve success faster, So your decision is right now is just to click the button below this video and join for silly we need $25. And really commit yourself to success and get plugged in, like I did. I got all in right away. I just joined, clicked the button. I was looking at the button, and I just clicked the button. Okay, pulled out my credit card and went in with my heart and soul. So it's not just financial commitment. It's really about your mindset. It's about your commitment on a deeper level, on a subconscious level, that you can succeed. Whether you speak English, whether you speak Italian, whether you speak French, it doesn't matter, because if you can drive traffic, this is what we teach you guys. Here's what's going to happen next. Once you click that button, we're going to teach you guys how to take the emails, copy those emails, and send them. We're going to teach you how to invite people to this through a Facebook, because everybody's on Facebook, right? We got over billion people on Facebook. So we teach you guys how to copy and paste that invitation code and invite all your friends, right? You have potentially hundreds, maybe thousands of people on Facebook looking at your wall every day, inviting you how to play Farmville that doesn't pay you squat. So we're going to teach you how to monetize your existing relationships that you have already on Facebook or other social media sites like LinkedIn or Twitter, how to invite them to a Hangout or a recording of this Hangout, and you're going to start making money probably tomorrow. All you have to do is just click that button, get connected, get plugged in, and we're going to teach you how. Don't be scared. This is the easiest thing to build, easiest thing to monetize, easiest thing to really get plugged into and achieve your anything that you want to achieve. Be that kid again, dream again, okay? When you were 5 years old or 10 years old, who you wanted to be? You probably wanted to be an astronaut like I was, or I can't remember who I was, but who I wanted to be. But I think it was astronaut. I can't remember honestly. But the point of the matter is, be that kid again. Okay, you can achieve anything you want. We have people living their dreams. Okay, buying the cars that they want. We got people buying Maseratis, for crying out loud. I'm a car freak, so I got my BMW X5 brand new. Bi-turbo, whatever. Just for kicks. Because I can. Okay. And you can retire your spouse like I did. Like my wife is actually sitting right next to me right now. Say hello.
Hey everyone.
So that's pretty awesome, right? Like she was like slave of the corporate job for all our life, for 18 years, right? Like we immigrated from former Soviet Union, right? From Russia, Ukraine, she immigrated from Belarus. And we never really, I mean, we came here for that American dream, right? America is not a, it's not a land of a job, it's a land of opportunity, right? But we got brainwashed, obviously, by society, by the media, that we need to get a good job, work at that job for 40 years, and hopefully get a nice retirement. Well, that formula doesn't work anymore. Hello, it's 2012, right? We all know what's going on with the economy. Oh, 2012. It's good to have a spouse next to you because she can correct your mistakes. So once you get your spouse to support you, once you start getting money by clicking that button and getting plugged in right now, it will be all good. But in any case, so she was stuck at that job for 18 years, right? I mean,
Different jobs.
not seeing our kids. You know, we got two beautiful kids, right? My daughter is 5 years old. My son is going to be 2 years old in about 2 months, right?
Yes.
So now she's staying home, right? Not missing any events. She's taking Gabby to swimming lessons. Last Wednesday, we went to take Gabby to a swimming lesson, and I happened to check my BlackBerry, and I made $1,600. How cool is that? I mean, can you do that in your MLM? I don't think so. I tried it. You know, I recruit hundreds of people. Frank knows, right? We go back a long time. So you recruit 500 people. You're lucky if you make maybe $500, you know, that month. Who can recruit 500 people? There's only a few of us, right? Here we have thousands of people making their first $1,000. Heck, first $500. You know, the fact of the matter is that right now in the state of the economy, I mean, in this country, $500 extra per month to a family budget will keep that family living and having that roof above their head, not living on the street, okay? Because most people live paycheck to paycheck, okay? $500, it's winning. You can do it in like one day here, right? So don't overthink this, don't overanalyze this. Just click the button below this video, and you're gonna join that person that invited you to this presentation. And we're gonna shake your hand, and we're gonna meet you guys in Chicago because we're all gathering in Chicago in what, like 45 days? So, and the other thing is, like, there's a lot of ladies are watching us. We have a very strong women community here, and obviously here's here, and we're gonna have Hangout on Sunday, I believe.
Sunday, 8 p.m.
As well, and so you guys, whether you are single guy, whether married couple, whether you representing
floats your boat.
Beautiful sex, we have what you're looking for. Okay, we can help you achieve your dreams. And I really want to pass the mic to other wonderful teammates that we have on our prosperity team. And Justin, take it away, brother.
Right on, man. Thank you for sharing. It's a pleasure working with you, brother. And one of the coolest things about working in Power Network is the fact that all we do is drive traffic. And once you get efficient or proficient at driving traffic, you could basically go on vacation, or you don't have to actually work 18 hours a day, you know, picking up the phone to get sales. And just a quick true story, I just had one of my best weeks, and I was just actually on vacation in Haiti and Miami for 2 weeks, but my income went up and I had my very best week, because when you're focused on driving traffic, you can automate it. Once you get good at it, then you can go to the beaches of the world and you can just enjoy your life and still make a lot of money. And that's key here, is living your dreams, not just making a lot of money, but making a lot of money and being able to enjoy your freedom. That's so, so important. Next, I want to bring out my brother from another mother, Ed from Ohio, another top income earner here, collected a fat check on stage in Austin, and we had the pleasure to hang out a little bit. And I just want to say I appreciate you, brother. Glad to have locked arms with you and have you here as a leader on our panel for our prosperity team. How's your day going, homie?
Awesome, brother. Awesome. I tell you, I am in such gratitude to be on this team. I mean, just look at this panel here. We're talking, you know, people that are doing 6 figures now, and will be doing 7 figures before this is all over with. I am just like in such gratitude to just be on this team, and this is just a small piece of it. What do we got? 8 people here. We've got like 40 some top leaders. We're talking what, 100,000 people in Empower right now. There's like 100. Can you all hear me? Oh, okay. I thought somebody said that I was muted. Okay, but we've got like what, 100,000 plus people here in Empower, and we've got 40 of the top earners right here, and I'm just like such gratitude to just be in this with this group of leaders, just to have a piece of this. And you can actually have a piece of this big team right now. Like they keep saying, click the link below, join. It's $25. You can actually put your link in and send this out to your team or to people you know and actually make money tonight, right now. You could send them to this Hangout. My story, but yeah, back to that. I'm really just grateful to be part of this. Yeah, and I've gotten a fat check every time on stage so far, Justin, just like you. But my story is a little bit different than a lot of people's. I actually, back before this industry, I was a slave to the workforce 10 years ago, back in 03. I was a slave working my butt off, 16-hour days, 60, 70-hour weeks. I didn't have time to spend with my kids. I remember having to find the daycare in the morning that opened the earliest so I could drop my son off really early in the morning, and then but it had to be the daycare that also stayed open the latest, so that I could go work my life away. Well, not even work my life away. I was working his life away, finding the that daycare, and that's where I came from. My story is a little bit different, though. Like Justin and most of the people that try these MLMs, they usually struggle, and they make, like Justin said, you work all these hours and you collect $1,000 a month residual check if you're lucky. And most people, that's their experience. For me, I was kind of lucky. I stumbled into top tier. Didn't really know what it was, but when I got in top tier, that's a big ticket program where you can make big checks. But when I stumbled into it, I made money my first month, fired my boss my first month, and I worked from home all this time. But then, and I met Dave through this industry, Dave Wood, and I saw what Dave did to try to help people. And I mean, when I joined a program that he was in just to be under him, and I watched, this guy spent like 6 weeks every night. He'd do a webinar at 10 o'clock until 1 o'clock in the morning, just doing whatever he could to help his team. But it was that traditional broke MLM model, like a broke job model. But I saw how much he struggled to help his team, and I saw his integrity. That's something I see in the prosperity team here, is all kinds of integrity. People want to help their team here. This is not just about being a showboat on stage and us getting all the money. Prosperity team is about helping you make money, helping everybody make money. But I saw that in Dave. So when he came out with Empower, I went, I'll do it. But I was already making good money. I mean, I was already making 5 figures a month. And so I was like, I'm not going to really go out and promote this $25 thing. But you can promote it by clicking the link below. But I wasn't really in the game at first. And we talk about knowing how to do the high tech stuff and the blogs, and some of these people had to learn this stuff. Truthfully, honestly, you don't even have to learn it here, because all I did is, when I started this, they gave us emails to send out, and all I did was send out an email every 2 or 3 days. And the funny thing is I knew guys like Justin and even some of the very, very top earners in the company here. I knew that all this time they've been struggling to make a couple $1,000s. And I went, why do I want to do what they want to do? So I was in it, but I wasn't really in it all in my head. I was all in the money-wise. But so I just kind of did what they did. And then I started noticing something strange about Empower and about this group, this thing that Dave and Dave created, and I started to see that success was the norm here. It wasn't like oh, just Dave's succeeding, or oh, this person's succeeding, John, and a few people. It was like people that never made money, like Justin was saying, how much money he was making with all the work he was doing. All of a sudden, that started becoming the norm. In fact, back up just a second, when Dave first came out with this, I mean, Dave was knocking down 20, 30 grand a month, and I was close to that, and I'm going, well, he's this anomaly. Well, then all of a sudden, all these other people start coming in, and they start passing me up, and I'm like, I actually got a little bit ticked. I'm like, well, wait a minute, they're promoting this $25 thing. I'm selling this $4,000 thing over here, and these guys who never made money before are all of a sudden making money. And I'm what Dave would fondly refer to by nature, a grinder, somebody that calls people on the phone all day. You notice I still got the big headset, all these other guys are high tech. I got this big old headset on, but I'm used to that. But the funny thing is without applying all the tech stuff that these guys went and learned, I sat here, I just did a video today on this. I actually went in my back office, did a screenshot. I wanted to prove that you could make 6 figures here. And I didn't even go through all the levels. I was adding it up. I did a little video. And I'm sitting here showing people that I made 6 figures in this thing by accident. By accident. Doing my main business, not focusing on this. But if I had focused, I would be, God, I'd be up there doing $100,000 a month. But focus on this. But the point to that is this. I come from a different background. People who never succeeded before in anything are all of a sudden just were blowing my doors off. And here I am making 100 grand, over 100 grand, and that wasn't even counting when I sat here in my back office. I didn't even count all the products. And I started totaling up, and I was like at 105 grand in the first 4 products. And I'm going, wow. This is just, it's amazing. And the point there is with this system, we let Dave and Dave do the tech stuff. We let them create the blog. I let them do it. I didn't even really focus on any of it. Like our only lady on the panel said, she was trying her own stuff, her own videos and stuff, and it wasn't working. Let Dave and Dave do it all. Let them. They've got the funnels created. They've got the capture pages. They'll send you the autoresponder messages to send out to your people. They're doing all that part of it. All you do is just gotta get in. Click the button and get in. One more thing I just want to mention too is the difference with. I mean, that's the company, but think about what Prosperity Team is offering here. Like I said, we got a huge panel here. I mean, just these guys on the panel right here are just monsters when it comes to knowing how to make money, especially because of Empower. But there's 40 of us. This is just a tiny piece of it, and you don't just get one of. I know I have a team over several hundred on my team. I can't call each of my team up and spend an hour a day with, say, 300 different people every week. So I can't spend an hour with my team, and I'm only one person. And I don't care if you can. I don't care what company it is. I don't care if you can find the top earner in any company. Any company. If they're a top earner, they've got thousands of people. And if they got thousands of people, they can't spend 10 minutes with each person. And even if they could, they wouldn't want to, because this is not just about money. This is about having a life too. So get money, have a life. But think of the pool of resources that we have here with all the people on the Prosperity Team. We have people that know things. Everybody knows something different. Everyone on just these 8 people here, each of us knows something different. You've got access to that. Not only that, your team has access to it. So when you click the button and then you send out your link to this Hangout and they click the button, you don't have to train them. We've already got that set up in a back office that says do this first, do that next, do that next. Right now we're doing daily training calls. I mean, and we give assignments. You don't even have to think. Kind of like I didn't think when I got started with this. I knew the integrity, and I would have followed Dave. Dave, in fact, when Dave said I got this new thing, I'd whip out my debit card if I had it with me. But I whipped out my debit card. I says, I don't care what it is, Dave. I know your integrity. Take my debit card and charge it. Because I knew the integrity there. But was my attitude with it. That's my attitude with this team. This is an incredible team, and you've got this at your fingertips, and you can make money tonight. You can make money right now. Prosperity team is just, I don't see how you could ever get this much brain power, this much concerted effort all in one spot that's going to help you. It's kind of like you're getting Donald Trump and Bill Gates and Robert Kiyosaki and all the, Warren Buffett. You're getting all them in a room and saying, here, we're going to help you make money, and then we'll train your team for you too, and we'll set them up. It's amazing. Like I said, I'm in just deep gratitude just to be a part of the prosperity team. You can all make money here. And speaking of money, Justin, we got to give that income disclaimer. Not everybody will make money here, because we can't determine whether you're going to, even though we give you the step-by-step instructions, we can't guarantee that you'll even log into your website. And so you may not make money if you don't apply what we teach, but I don't see how anyone can fail. I don't see how anyone can fail if you get on the bike and pedal. This is it. I mean, like they keep saying, click the link below. It's $25. Change your life. Oh, last thing, and I'll let you go. I'll go back to you, Justin. One last thing. When I was doing my little tally on how much money I've made, and the first 4 products, I'm over $100,000. It was funny. And Alex, he mentioned $500 a month would change a family's lifestyle. At just the $25 level. Now, you want to be all in because you want to make money on all the levels. You only make money on the levels you're in. But just the $25 level paid me $29,000 last year. $29,000 at just the $25 level. So $25, if that's all you can get in, get in. Get all in and you'll make 6 figures. But think about that. Alex was talking about $500 would keep a roof over somebody's head, $500 a month. $29,000, that's about $500, that's over $500 a week. You can do this. Anybody can do this. I used to drive a truck. Everybody here used to do something different. Anybody can do this. You can do it. Click the button, and I'm giving it back to you, Justin.
You made some great points, Ed, and congratulations. And people ask us that all the time. Can I really make money for only $25? And the truth of the matter is a lot of us are making a lot of money off the $25. I just logged into my back office, over $47,000, which is more than the average, I guess, family even makes, I guess, depending on where you live. But I think it's fair to say the majority of the population don't make $47,000 a year, and I did that off a $25 product. But here's the reason that I got every product. As Ed said, I didn't want to leave any money on the table, and everyone here that you see tonight is all in, because if you don't get the inner circle, which is going to pay you $100 residual income, 100% commissions, you'll be throwing away like a fourth of the income without doing any extra work. That's the crazy part. If you just get all in, you're fully qualified to receive 100% commissions. That's the fastest, easiest way to qualify, so that's what we recommend you do. Next, I want to bring out my other brother from another mother, the Grandmaster himself, and he's actually one of the 4 masterminds behind the BAM crew, and he's actually one of the ones that have invested so much of his time, so much of his money doing daily webinars for the team. He's vested and all in for you. He's all in for each and every one of us, and I just appreciate him so much because of what he does for us. So I just want to say I appreciate you, Mike, and glad to have you out tonight, brother.
I actually purposely took myself out of this hangout because we had so many leaders coming here. But I was just thinking about something, and I Skyped Justin. I'm like, I have to pop out because I want to actually introduce Robert, who's actually right next to me, and on that very far right. But I want to introduce him, and here's why I wanted to come out on this webinar or on this Hangout. Because, and I might get emotional, who knows? So just warning right here. But here's the thing. You know, sometimes people ask me, you know, why is it you do what you do? Why do you do a daily webinar for everybody? So when you join, you get a daily webinar where I give you exact steps, step by step. I give you copy and paste content. Why the heck would you spend your time every single day to do that? You know, people ask me that. Leaders ask me that. They're like, man, I would never do a webinar every day. And here's my answer, and here's why I do this. Because, you know, when I was trying to figure out, you know, throughout my whole career in network marketing and internet marketing, even as when I was in jobs in the military, you name it, I always wanted to know what I was good at or what I wanted to do. And I kind of found out that I love to teach people. You know, I love to actually, you know, show people what to do and teach them. But here was my choice when I was doing this. School teacher, what is that, like 30,000 a year? You know, whatever, and or I can become a manager somewhere. I mean, I don't know. It just wasn't very good options. I could just be a military guy and teach the privates and teach everybody how to shoot guns and things like that, right? I mean, I had a lot of choices to do my skills and my knowledge. But then here is what happened in San Diego. I shook hands with a guy named Robert Brown. $25 level. $25 level. We shook hands. We took a picture. I don't remember if we did a video or not. I just remember shaking hands with him, took a picture, met him. I honestly didn't even know I personally sponsored him. I honestly didn't know, you know, because we personally sponsor a lot of people, and, you know, a lot of stuff in Empower is automated, right? So I honestly didn't know that I personally sponsored Robert. But we shook hands in San Diego. And here's what happened last month. Robert Brown had a $9,000 month. $9,000 month. He recruited someone who had a $35,000 month, and this is last month, February. Okay? Now, here's the deal. Would I have ever thought, you know, someone who had, and he struggled, you know, he struggled. He didn't have the money. He didn't have the money. It really reminded me, when I saw that, it really reminded me about myself. You know, because I remember when I didn't have the money, I remember going to Franco one time, and I was just like, dude, I can't afford the $2,000 level. Can I come in at $500? And it was really, really like embarrassing to me, because I couldn't afford to get in that program. I was struggling. I was trying. I was doing everything that I could. I was following the leaders. Franco was one of the leaders at the time. And I couldn't do it in the beginning. And I made it happen. You know, we were $100,000 in debt. And, you know, we were losing everything. My wife was, you know, pregnant. We didn't know what to do. And we literally made it happen. We made it happen. And you want to know why I do what I do? Number one is for my family, obviously. But another thing, why I do my daily webinars, why I do these masterminds, is because of people like Robert Brown. You know, if I'm not there and I'm not coaching, I'm not teaching my team, these success stories, you know, who knows what have happened. You know, I feel that I have the purpose here. And, you know, I was in yoga class the other day, and the definition of freedom, she was saying, you know, use freedom as your, you know, theme for today. And they said, doing what you love is freedom, and loving what you do is happiness. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I do what I love in the prosperity team, and I love what I do when I see people like Robert make $9 grand in 1 month. 1 month from nothing. From nothing. So anyway, that's all I have, guys. And Robert, take it away, man. I'm proud of you, and I'm just proud that you're on the team, man. I think you need to unmute.
Yeah, you're muted by default, buddy. So just look for the top right there, the mic, and turn that little guy on. There should be a little microphone that's red on your top right.
It's all good. I'll get our deaf teammate David Kadichi out here, and we'll just do some sign language for the deaf. Backup plan.
Probably his mic's not picking up or not working.
Yeah, it's all good. As soon as you start talking, we'll go right over to you, Robert. But in the meantime, let's take it back to John Moroz. How you doing there, my brother?
It's some really powerful stuff. While everybody was kind of just going through that, I wanted to share something else. An email just came through. Yesterday, we actually made the announcement, that we were merging teams with the Prosperity team. And I thought this was pretty cool. A girl named Cassie on our team just wrote this, and I'm just now reading it. And it's real short, so it won't take long. But, John, I've thought many times about getting a bunch of 20-something computer gurus together on my team so that we could have someone knowledgeable on each important thing that you have to know about internet marketing so we can pass this info on to our teams. Just talked to my son about this last week, actually. Lo and behold, I turned on my computer last night. This is when we actually made the announcement. And you had just done this all for us. I am absolutely blown away at what you and the Prosperity team have accomplished. For the first time in my life of doing different programs, I feel that I can do Empower Network and will have the combined knowledge to pass this info along to my team so that they can succeed at it as well. I could never bring people in the programs because I didn't know what to do with them after they got in. I was raised the old-fashioned values that I didn't want to bring people if they didn't have a chance of getting their money back, let alone making more. So last night, after your hangout, I bought my ticket to Chicago just off the strength of what you and the Prosperity team are doing. I made the hotel reservations and just have to make my plane reservations. I knew I couldn't miss this conference and have any credibility to offer to my prospects. I just wanted to say thank you. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
So
that is so powerful, and to think of all the testimonials from people on our team that are having success. There's so many of them, we can't even feature them all in our testimonials page. There's just so many people succeeding, and it is truly a blessing when your team is succeeding, because we all know how lonely it is when you're the only one making money on your team, and it's hard to sleep at night knowing that the average person doesn't stand a chance. And that's been my experience for 5-6 years inside network marketing, and I know the majority of the people here as well. Robert, do you have your mic back on, my brother? Or are you having some technical difficulties? It's all good.
Yeah, he's still challenged over there.
It's probably either a mic setting itself, or maybe on your computer something's muted, or the mute on the Hangout itself. But it's all good. As soon as you figure that out, we'll pop right back, and let's kick it back on to my homeboy, mi amigo, Franco Gonzalez. What's up, brother?
Yeah, man. You know what? It's really inspiring. We've a lot of us have been working together for so many years that we just vibe together. But I felt Mike. I feel you, Justin. We've been working together for years, and it's kind of the same vision. We have a big vision for people, and you hear a lot of passion when we talk. With us, it's never been about the money. We knew that once you realize how to generate some traffic on social media, or post a solo ad, or post even an offline little classified. Generating traffic, then you learn how to build a list, you put it into a good program, and we can convert sales. And so that it was never for the money after that, right? We were always looking for a way that our teams can succeed. And it's just awesome. It's been the vision. It's been all about helping people, helping them find a little bit of freedom, and then helping them scale that freedom up into just blowing it out the water like Justin's doing right now, and just redefining what we thought freedom can be for us. And then on top of that, it was also having a life at the same time. We all grinded. Yeah, we've been all phone jockeys and just cold callers and three-ways, and it's been a grind. We've been spinning wheels for a long time. So when you can do this with Empower Network, with Prosperity Team, and have so much time on your hands, have so much automated, it's really fun. And so it's been all about helping people, having a big vision for them, helping them to achieve their own freedom, and also keeping it simple. And I want to give a shout out, 2 stories, because they're just rolling in. So people don't think, a lot of times they think, well, yeah, you guys, you already know how to make a lot of money, or you have training and experience and systems. What you're looking at is a lot of leaders that really had all of their own systems, all of their own training, all of their own resources, just individual teams, all coming together so that you can leverage that. But I want to give a big shout out to Brian Wintle on the team out there and Henry Alicea. I know you guys are out there. Let me share you guys a story with Brian. Brian shoots me an email or a Facebook message, whatever it was, last night, midnight for me, so it had to be about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for him. He tells me he can't sleep. He's not going to be able to sleep all night. And I go, what's going on, Brian? What are you doing? And he goes, well, in 6 hours, I have to get back on my big rig truck and drive that sucker for 16 hours, and I can't sleep because I plugged into your guys' training, and a few days ago, I made a little $25 sale. And in a couple of days, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he didn't do anything else other than keep trying to find some more sales and drive traffic and plug into us. But without doing anything else, that $25 sale turned in, upgraded herself, plugged into the training, got on the inner circle calls, came to the Empower Hour, had their mind blown by Nicole Cooper and Tracy Walker, leaders on Empower Network. Not even on our team, guys.
Why this team's not working.
And that's how this guy, all of a sudden, his residual income, he received notification that his residual income monthly went up by $100 in a matter of a moment, and he didn't do anything. And he told me, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because now I see how it works. I just focus on the front end, $25 little sales, and plug people into the system, and they begin to upgrade themselves whenever they want. So that was huge for him. He's never made a sale, never made any kind of money in this industry, and he's a truck driver, 16 hours a day on a truck, guys. He doesn't have a lot of time to fiddle with computers. The other story, Henry, out in Florida, Henry Alicea, he texts me like a super excited text with LOL, giant capital letters. Oh my God, Jesus is great. I love Jesus. And he goes, I made my first sale. I'm jumping out of my boots. I'm so freaking happy. It feels like I'm a millionaire already because I know what's going to happen. And so don't think this is just a few people that have some experience. We're seeing this all across the team, guys. Our team is blowing up right now, and it's because we plug them into something simple, 25 bucks. You don't even have to think about it. You click the button, you plug into training, you're inviting people on Facebook, you're making little sales, and then all of a sudden, the back end, David Wood, Tracy Walker, Justin Brengia, Tony Rush, all of the leaders on this panel, we all start working for each other, and it breeds trust. And people upgrade themselves while you're playing with your kids. You're driving your truck, you're working to get rid of the truck, you're working to retire your husband, your wife, whatever it may be, but you start seeing that now you have an asset, a real business that starts kicking out cash flow. And that's the most exciting thing that I see here. We can go and we can make money, but when you see your team in levels deep in the organization that never seen any kind of success before, and they start hitting singles and doubles and home runs, and they start going full time, and it's just an awesome thing. So I can totally understand Mike's passion. We all feel the same passion. It's just an awesome feeling. What do you guys feel about that feeling, man? When you get a teammate that makes their first sale, or their first sale for doing nothing. He told me, Franco, I can literally say, I made money while putting on my pajamas. I made money for nothing, and it was legit. That's the way it works. So with that, man, I'm going to kick it back to you guys for some more story, Justin. But I'm fired up about the team and where we're going here, man.
Right on, Franco. Appreciate you sharing those testimonials. Let's kick it back to Robert. I believe his mic was on. I heard him. And then we're going to go to Scott, who's been sitting quietly in the corner there. I apologize. We just have so many great leaders here tonight. But, Robert, can you try speaking now? We'll see if we hear you. Let's see.
Oh. Was he there for a while?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
How about now? Am I good now?
Oh, there you go.
There you go, brother. You're live and
live. Finally, man. Listen, I'm so humbled. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm glad that we worked through this technical glitch, but man, I just can't say enough about all of you guys, and especially Mike Hobbs. Mike Hobbs, I didn't come directly into Empower Network. I got started with Prosperity Team August 28th of last year. And it was because of a video I saw where Mike Hobbs, back up just a little bit. Let me back up a little bit. I come from the mortgage industry, and you guys all know what happened in the mortgage industry. Back in 2008, things got pretty bad. I transitioned out of that, and I got into collections and made some great money in collections. But I felt like I was working for Satan because I was calling people who basically, didn't have the money, and I was having to get the money from them. I was having to orchestrate short sales and things of that nature. So after a lot of prayer, my wife and I, we prayed and asked God to let us know what we needed to do, and we decided to go with our passion, which is working with children. And working with children doesn't always pay a lot. So I took a huge pay cut. My wife and I, we started a Christian Kids Academy, summer program and spring and winter program. And it did decent, but it was only seasonal. So fast forward or go back to August 28th of last year, I was coming out of our summer camp and looking for what I was going to, do during the off season. Normally during the off season for the past couple of years, I've just substitute teach and tutor, private tutor. But those don't pay a lot either. I mean, they really don't pay a lot. Very humbling. At that time, I had a passion for online marketing. I'd always tried to make money in online marketing for like years and years and years and years, unsuccessfully. I would buy a course, I buy an ebook, I read it, I tried to apply it, and it wouldn't work. And a lot of times I got really caught up in the expectations that were set for me by those people marketing those products. And if I didn't make money, I gave it my best shot, 30 days, that's all I could spare, had to let it go. So this time I said something's going to be different. I said I'm going to really try to do this online marketing thing, but I'm going to go into it with the mindset of not focusing so much on making the money. I mean, I knew that I could teach, I knew I could tutor, and I could pay the bills, but I was going to go into it with the mindset of mastering online marketing, because I felt that if I could figure out a way to master this and really understand how this works, that I could really make a lot of money in this industry. So I prayed, and literally within a week, I stumbled across Mike Hobbs, and he was like the answer to my prayers. I mean, what he was saying was exactly what I was looking for, because the only thing that I didn't have with all of those courses, I was trying to do it myself. And I didn't have anyone who was coaching me daily, who could give me an assignment, who could hold me accountable. I mean, this was my prayer, God, please help me find a mentor in online marketing to help me. And I saw that video with Mike, and it was a done deal. It was no question. So I got started with him through the Easy Money Method funnel, and had no idea about Empower Network. As a matter of fact, I had heard about Empower Network a year prior, and someone I knew who had gotten started with them told me, they had some merchant issues, so the same person who brought it to me took it away from me, and I never even, really did anything with it. So I got started with Mike, and when I got started with Mike, I just did the assignments that he gave each day, and I persisted. I really applied myself, and even as I was applying myself, by other people's standards, even my wife, it's like, where's the money? I'm like, don't worry, it's coming. I wasn't focused on the money. Success to me was I got my first lead ever after over 10 years online. I got a lead. I have somebody who was drawn to me and wanted to know what I had to offer. That was like, I said, if I could get one lead, I know I can make $1 million online. So I did that. Then my first dollar came a month and a half in. And as a matter of fact, I went to San Diego. I flew to San Diego before I had made any money in Empower Network on the weekend of September, I think it was the 21st, 23rd. And hadn't made any money. And that's when I met Mike and met, Justin, and met Adam and everybody, all these leaders. and saw that it was real, and my believability went to a whole nother level. I said, if they can get it, I can get it. I know I can make this happen. And I came back and I prayed some more. How am I going to get all in? Because San Diego let me know that if you get all in, it's a done deal. Okay, I don't know how many people on the call right now who we have who are college graduates. I graduated, I'm educated. I graduated from prestigious Morehouse College, which is all-male college in Atlanta, Georgia. But even though I accomplished that, it doesn't mean that I'm just like a brainiac, because I was never really that great in school. I was always, high school and for most of college, a C student. But I looked at Empower Network like college. And if you didn't go to college, most of us on the call went to high school. And if you were a C or D student in high school, let me tell you, if you're a C or D student in Empower Network, you can get paid. You can make money. I learned that because I don't do a work in Empower Network. I'm telling you, I do not do everything I know I'm supposed to do in Empower Network. And it's not because I don't want to, but you have time restrictions and this and that. We can get into excuses. But the bottom line is I'm still making money, and you can too, if you can just get a C on a test. So I look at Empower Network basically as an opportunity to learn, and it's an education. I mean, I had a lady from Malaysia. She may be on the call. She asked me. She said, "Well, what am I marketing?" I said, "You're marketing education." I mean, basically, Bill Gates said that in the next 5 years, if you are a business, a small business offline, and you don't have an online presence, you're going to be out of business. So I look at it as Empower Network as we are the bridge to help small businesses and entrepreneurs learn how to make money online, which they're going to have to do in the next 3 to 5 years. They have to. This is not a question. This is not a maybe. And who else is serving that need? Who in the market is filling that niche and saying, let us show you how to make money online, how to market your business online? And that's what I look at Empower Network as. It's an education. Just to close this out really quickly, when I got back from San Diego and I knew I had to go all in, I mean, I thought of everything I could do. I wanted to sell my car. I talked to Teresa Moss about, she said she had just tried to sell her car. I never sold my car before, and I didn't know that it could take you months trying to sell it, especially I have a 97 Lexus. Said, well, that's not probably going to work. I need money right now. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I was blessed with the money in a really weird way to actually go all in. Now, at the time that all this was happening, I do have to mention something that happened that really, put me on the fast track, and hopefully it won't have to happen to anyone else. But when I got back from San Diego, I was actually going through a struggle with my father, who had bone cancer. And so every day I'm at the hospital, and he's watching me build this business online. And my father, we've been business partners since I was 16 years old, and made a lot of money together. And he was very proud of the success I was having with Empower Network, even though I hadn't made any money, because he understood that I was able to get a lead, that I was able to build a list, that I was learning, getting this education. It was no doubt that once I mastered this, the money was going to be the default. And my father unfortunately lost the battle to cancer on October 21st. But that really lit a fire under me to really do what I needed to do mentally to get this done. Because the one thing that I want to leave with you guys that is more important than all the education and all of the technical, can I learn this, can I do this, it's your mindset. Because I look at every dollar that I've made in Empower, it wasn't really because of all of the stuff that I did. Yes, there was a lot of things that you have to do in Empower and a lot that you have to learn. Mm-hmm. And yes, you have to go all in. All right. But you have to have your mindset right. You have to have the mindset right. And if your mindset is right, it will all happen. I had no idea how I was going to get all in. All I knew is that it was going to happen, and it happened. And I had no idea how, once they put the master's course on the table, how I was going to do $3,500. $3,500 for the master's course, and it happened. And when that happened, everything changed. Within the next day, I had a master's upgrade. So all I can say to you guys, you know, just to close this out without being too long, I can go on and on forever. If any part of what you've seen, obviously, if you've been on the Hangout for an hour and 26 minutes with us, something about this is resonating with you. And if it is resonating with you, don't let $25 prevent you from making one of the best decisions you could ever make in your life. I mean, that $25 has changed my life and the life of my family forever. I mean, my wife, she saw me running around this house like I was crazy when I got that first sale, that first $25 sale, that first dollar online. We have 5 children. My wife is upstairs with our babies in the bed, and she hears me screaming like, woo! She's like, what's going on? I'm yelling. I'm not caring who's waking up. Because I knew when I made that first $25, it was over. That there was no going back, that this knowledge cannot be taken from me, and that no matter what, we were going to make millions of dollars online. And then I went to the Master's Retreat. I have to say this about the Master's Retreat. I went to the Master's Retreat in Austin, Texas. And let me tell you guys, I've had a lot of experiences with a lot of different organizations, a lot of businesses. I have never experienced what I experienced at that Master's Retreat, with people who didn't know each other, coming together, meeting each other for the first time, and connecting on a spiritual, mental. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I looked to the right of me and I looked to the left of me and I saw myself reflected right back at me in all of these people of like minds, of like hearts. Let me tell you guys, if you have any doubt about, for those of you who are on the Hangout, who are in the business, have any doubt about going to Chicago or going to the Mastermind Retreat, you absolutely have to be there. Just, if nothing else, just to experience that. That community, the community we have, the family that we built here is so special. I could go on and on, guys, but the bottom line is click the button, get in, get started, and if you're already in, get all in. And if you can't get all in, upgrade to the next level. Just go to the next level and believe that it will happen, and it will. With that, I thank you. It's Robert Brown, Mr. Let's Get It. God bless you all.
Robert Brown, thank you, brother, for just being a shining example of what can happen. About 5 months ago, you went to your first event. You were at a $25 level, but something snapped in here and in here, and now you're earning last month, which is the shortest month of the year, over $9,000, and this is just the beginning, my friend. I'm so excited to see what your months are going to look like 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, 1 year from now, where you're going to be. So thanks for leading by example and showing everyone watching this tonight, and by leading by example, being that beacon of light to show people, no matter where you are in your life right now, you can lock arms with us. Because don't it feel good to lock arms with people that have the same beliefs as you, that believe in something greater, something better for their family and for humanity? Just lock arms. I want to bring out, he has the patience of a Zen Buddhist, Mr. Scott. Do I pronounce your last name correctly? Is it Zlatev or?
That's close. Zlatev.
Okay. I want to hear you say it, brother.
Can you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear, and everyone's looking at the world's sexiest blogger right now. So I just wanted to intro you there. Another phenomenal leader on our team, and it's a pleasure to have you here, Scott.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's great to be here, and yeah, my name's pronounced Zlatev. It's okay. Everybody slaughters it all the time, but yeah, I've actually had people say Zelkef and there's no K and tons of things like that. But it's such an honor to be here, amongst all you guys. When I was talking with all you guys, down in Austin, and then just chatting over the past few weeks. seeing what you guys have put together here, you know, one of the things that's most important for me is, you know, I've really concentrate on integrity and having, you know, really having something that has meaning behind it, not just making the money. And so, you know, when you can have some heart behind it and some meaning and be able to provide something for people to actually have a roadmap and be able to just plug in and go. You know, because I remember when I first started, you know, I relate a lot to John, you know, John Emrose, you know, it's just, you know, all these technical challenges. And I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little sick, so if I grab for the Kleenex because I got some snot rolling down my nose, that's why. But funny story about that, actually, I started getting sick yesterday morning, and I woke up, and I'll tell you the best thing that you can ever do possible. I actually cut a video and put it up on my blog today. But the best thing that you can do is go down to Super Supplements or wherever your local supplement store is. I hate going to the doctor and all that stuff. I like natural things, you know. And so I get like some melatonin because I can't sleep worth shit when I'm you know, all sick. I get like a complete baby. I've got that. I get the man cold. You know, I don't know if everybody else does, but I get the man cold where, you know, I'm just like all whiny and complaining, and I curl up in a little ball with my binky. And you know, and then, you know, you get some of this GABA stuff that quiets the mind, and you get some calm, and you end up loading up with a whole bunch of products and stuff, and you spend about $30, but you start feeling a little bit better. But the ultimate thing is when you wake up in the morning, and while you were sleeping, you made $1,500 because of a passive commission. Now that's the power of what this business has to offer once you get started and you click on that button. And I remember back when I was actually got into this industry, I mean, I'm one of those, Justin, like you were saying, that I never made it. Success forever eluded me, and I couldn't figure out why. I wanted it so bad. You know, I got started in this industry back in 2001, and for whatever reason, you know, I struggled. I struggled for a long time. And you know, I called all my friends and family, but here's what's really interesting about that. For starters, I'm the baby of my family, and we have this whole we have a way about it. We have a Polish and Bulgarian lineage. So everybody they look at you know, the oldest is the buck of the family, you know, and the youngest is basically the gum on the bottom of your shoe. So, you know, if anybody says, you know, hey, you know, here, go approach your family about this, you know, I'm basically talking to a wall because they won't listen to a word I say. And then my friends, since I got involved in my early 20s, my friends, it was a health deal, and my friends, they were all basically just partiers, and so their idea of you know, what to do on a weekend instead of having like a mastermind or personal development, their idea of personal development was, you know, making enough money just to be able to go out on the weekends and get so drunk that they were speaking in tongues by the end of the night. And so, you know, when you come from that world, you can see the challenge that I had getting into this industry. So I tried my best, and I ended up recruiting about 12 people, you know, in the very beginning. But it was challenging, and nobody did anything. And then I wound up without any friends, without any money, without anything, and I started wandering around in shopping malls. I started, you know, doing just random things, anything to have any type of success. And you know, I'd do the home meetings and nobody would show up. I would invite people to hotel meetings and nobody would show up. I'd actually drive to people's houses to pick them up, and they suddenly weren't there. You know, and just pounding the phone, doing everything I possibly could. And, you know, I'm thankful that I did go through those experiences because it taught me a lot. First off, it taught me what I didn't want to do for the rest of my life, but it also taught me that some communication skills, because I learned that it was me that was the issue. It was me that you know, I needed to learn some things and learn to grow in personal development. But then an interesting thing happened. We got along, you know, pretty good, and I made some pretty stupid financial decisions. I don't know if anybody on the call has ever done that before. And, you know, I found myself, it's about 3 years ago, I found myself down to $25 left in my bank account. We had a 3-month-old daughter, and her mother was out of work, and I was trying to support everybody. And so I was down to $25 left, and didn't know what to do. Couldn't afford my mortgage, and I just made some really stupid decisions. And so I went to the internet. I was like, there's got to be a way out of this. You know, I thought, how could I do this? Because I was in a different deal offline, and I was in that company for 9.5 years, and just struggling, trying to make it work. And what ended up happening was I was looking for a way to leverage the internet with my current offline business. I was like, there's got to be a way to do this. I'm tired of doing this belly-to-belly stuff. I'm tired of phone calls. I'm tired of all this stuff. There's got to be a way out. And so I was like, I don't know how to do this. I didn't even know what a blog was. I didn't know there was such a thing as an autoresponder and all this techie crap. I didn't know anything. All I knew is I had a desire, and I needed a change. So I ended up searching online and found this website with this crazy video with this long-haired guy, and his name is David Wood. And he was talking about a system that they could use to help you attract more people to you. And I thought that was so cool, you know. And I was just instantly, I was like, wow. And I was sitting there, I was looking at this buy button, you know, and my heart kind of started racing because I had $25 left in my bank account. And so, you know, I mean, just completely enticed me, and I was like, wow, I know I could leverage this, and I know I can figure it out. If I just apply myself and take action, I can make this work. I have to. I have no other option. And so I was so nervous, you know, as that buy button was just sitting there throbbing, and I knew I couldn't afford it because I had $25 left in my bank account. So what was I going to do? So I actually stopped what I was doing. That buy button was sitting right there. And so I started looking through my paperwork to see if I had enough room on a credit card to pull out my credit card and click that button, fill out the form, and join. And so I was sitting there, and I looked through, and sure enough, I had about $100 left on a credit card. And at the time, the thing that I was looking at joining was about $50. I was like, sweet. So sure enough, that night, that instant, I clicked that button, and I filled out the form. I joined, and I joined with David Wood in his first endeavor that I found him in. And since then, it was just a total learning process. And it was just, I just so related to you, John, when you were saying the struggles. Yeah, it was like I paid the $49 to get started. And nothing happened. I couldn't do anything. I mean, it took me a freaking month to get my blog to even go, you know. And then to get traffic to it was a whole different thing. And then on top of that, oh gosh, you got to know how to sell. yeah. I was never good at selling. Now, thanks to some of the products that we have in the Empower Network, everything, all of my success to this day, to the fact that, you know, when I first launched with Empower Network, I made over $1,000 my first day, and it just kept increasing and increasing and increasing. And the coolest thing was, within 6 months, a lot of people know this already because I kind of promoted it all over the place, I was able to pay cash for a Mercedes within my first 6 months. Now, why did I do that? The reason I did that is because you didn't see my piece of crap car before I had it. I mean, this thing was so bad. This thing had so many problems. It was such a money pit. I could hardly even start it. Most of the time, first off, the driver's side door, you couldn't get into it. You had to open it up from the passenger seat, and then you had to go in and open it up from the inside, then come around and then get in. You know how embarrassing that is out in public when you're going and picking up groceries, or you're, you know, anywhere like that? And guys, I did this all part-time. You know, I was working a 40-hour work week, plus spending time with my kid, plus you know, doing my side business. I did all this stuff, and you know, thankfully now I actually quit that stupid job. But in the very beginning, when you're trying to do this all by yourself, oh my gosh, I would work. This was my schedule. This was before Empower Network. Okay, I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would work on an article. I would take a shower, and then I'd go to work. And then from 8 to noon, I would finish my article, and then then I'd work from 1 to 5. Excuse me, and then I'd come home and spend 1 hour with my family, and then from 6 until 2 o'clock, usually I would work to try to do this. And I would eke out barely enough to afford all my online tools and make a little bit of money. After Empower Network, when I first made that $1,000 just like that, I was like, oh, damn, this is on. You know, I mean, it's like, wow, I mean, eureka, it actually works, you know? And so when back to my car, when I'm actually, driving my car, I actually love this thing because I don't have to park on a hill anymore, so that in case it doesn't start, I don't have to pop the clutch to drive it. And then I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm going to actually burn the clutch up because it's so old and the oil leaks that were constantly coming out of the thing. I mean, it's such a blessing to have that in your life now, to have something like that. And then when you start having the success, I've reached a point where it's like I'm, really want to provide so much for my team. The whole time we've had a team site, we've provided a lot of different trainings, a lot of different stuff. And, I reached a point where we really wanted to do some magnificent things with this team site. But the problem is I lack a lot of technical ability. And, the person, there's a guy, his name's Jim McIlvery, big shout out to him because he basically put together our whole team site. And but the team site, there was a lot of things that we needed to do, and neither one of us had time. So we're putting all these things together, and it's challenging. It's really time consuming, and you have to literally shut down your own marketing and your own production in order to provide for your whole team. And I think a lot of people don't really completely understand that, which is fine because I never did before. But when I was sitting down there in Austin, and Ed and I were talking in Austin, and Mike Hobbs and we were talking a little bit, and Franco, you and I were talking a little bit down there, and when I was talking with these guys, and I had just this huge vision that came over. When I first started, it was all about I wanted to retire. I wanted to I had all these personal goals, but then it changed. And I had this huge vision that I just wanted to create something so that every single person can leverage off from. It's like, yeah, I can produce if I put my nose to it and I focus and I take action now. I can do that. And I want to be able to make it so that everybody else can do that. But the problem is I'm just one guy. And, people on my other team, the other leaders, they're just one person too. And yeah, we all might have some different skill sets, but there's a lot of gaps that are filled. There's a lot of gaps that we have, and so we'd have to outsource and do all this stuff. And so I made an announcement to the team that this is what we were planning on doing. Then I was talking to Ed on Skype, and I'm like, Ed, brother, I don't know, I'm going to be real. I'm like, this is a lot of work. I don't know how the hell we're going to do this. We want to provide this for a team. And there's just so many things that I have planned, and I have this vision, I have these ideas, and I can't get them to work right now. I need to figure out how. And he said, I know how. He said, it's with the prosperity team. And he showed me he showed me a link, and I tell you, I got emotional, guys, when I saw the true vision of this team, of what this team's about. And when I started getting into the back office, and I was just blown away because it was like my vision, everything that I had in my head, everything that I wanted to offer my team was here. It was right here already. And guys, I'm just so blessed to be a part of this group and to be able to have my team come over here and align themselves with you and be able to leverage off of the success of more than 30 or 40 leaders. I mean, how badass is that? I mean, seriously. I mean, every single person has got multiple talents here. When you talk about what people are going to be drawn to, oh my God.
You join the prosperity team right now. When you click on that button, you join, you fill out that form, you pull out your credit card, and you get in right now. You will be amazed at what you see when you align yourself with this team. Because I'll tell you, this team is almost like a natural extension from the original vision that Dave and Dave set for everybody. That's what I see personally, because I've had that same vision from day one. When I was sitting in that, I was one of those 35 people sitting in that sweaty hotel room over a year and a half ago, right before Halloween, or right on Halloween. But it's just been an incredible ride, and I've learned so much from every single person on this panel, and I'm just so honored to be a part of this team and to bring the team that we've built over and lock arms and just run with you guys. So thank you so much.
I appreciate you sharing your story with us, Scott, and that's the first time I actually got to hear your story. So, man, you really touched me. I mean, tearing up there. So powerful, and it goes to show you that where you're at right now in life doesn't mean that's where you're going to end up. You know what I mean? Your future, your fate is all dependent upon what you do right now. That's why you just want to take action, lock arms with us, because it feels good. Follow the gut, because that's the true language of the universe. It's intuition, your sixth sense, right? Sometimes we let the analytical mind and our own thinking prevent us from greatness when the universe is trying to provide. When all the planets are in the perfect alignment for you to lock arms with us right now, you got to take advantage of it, or you can miss the opportunity of a lifetime. And what Scott and all the leaders are talking about today is we all merged into the most successful team that we can possibly have, so we can provide you with all of our resources from all the leaders. So when you lock arms with the person who invited you to tonight's hangout, you'll be working with all of us, our entire team, which is in the thousands, all the leaders. Like I said, Scott was saying we have over 40 leaders of the top 100 in Empower Network on our team. So we're killing it. Look at the leaders board. Look who's producing right now. So you want to lock arms with a successful team because you can tap into their success. That's something I discovered. I've been following the wrong people for so long. And no wonder why, I've always struggled. But as soon as I put myself in a winning environment, I became a winner. And everyone has that same opportunity to do that tonight. I'm going to flip it back to Ed. How's it going over there, brother?
Awesome. I'm glad you flipped it back to me, Justin, because actually I wanted to say something about what, I got a little teared up too when Scott's talking. I wanted to say something about that. It's like, you're mentioning the universe comes together and the planets align, and some people think that's crazy talk, but even you just saying my name right now, because I was wanting to step out. So Scott, for instance, when we've talked several times. I consider him a friend, but we don't talk that much. But just the fact that he Skyped me the other day with his desperation for his team. I mean, and the answer was here. It just created himself. He didn't know the answer was here, but he Skyped me and like, dude, I'm trying to help my team. Some of my team don't even know I have a team site. And boom, it was here. I was the same way 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I was going, God, why can't we just come up with a team of leaders where we're all together? I was actually wishing for this thing. And I'm going, I mean, I have a team. I love my team. My team, if you're out there, I love you guys. I'm sure some of you are, but I love you guys. I want you to succeed. And I do what I can, but I have hundreds of people. I can't spend 2 hours a day with each person on the phone showing them how to find their blog. I can't do that. And I was 2.5, 3 weeks ago, I'm like, how can I create this bubble that protects my team and helps them grow and explode? And just like Scott, it was the right place at the right time, because I'm sitting here wishing this. And all of a sudden, I get, another one of the leaders, Aki Wood, Dave's brother. Dave Wood's brother. I get an email from him, says, come to this hangout. And it's a prosperity team. And I was like, oh my God, I was wishing for this 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I was wishing for this. And 2 days before, I was wishing for it. I'm sitting here going, how in the world can I create something of this magnitude for my team? And Scott's doing it. And all of us here, we feel the same way. We want desperately for you guys, everybody out there, to stop struggling, get out of the mud, stop slaving for a boss, stop slaving for some, even if it's an MLM company, stop slaving for them, hitting up Walmarts, or like me, hitting the phone 5 hours a day is what I used to do. Now I take like 5 phone calls a month. I used to hit 5 hours a day on the phone, slaving, and that wasn't duplicatable for our team. What's the right word? Duplicable. I can do it. Scott can do it. Justin can do it. We're the leaders, so we can do that stuff. But most people can't get in there and treat this damn phone right here. Let's get it up here. Treat the damn phone like I'm a pit bull and I'm not getting off that phone until money comes to my bank account. Most people can't do that. But we desperately want for you to succeed. And it's like this, just like Justin's saying, the universe, the planets align, the tides are pulling for you, the universe is pulling for you. You might think that's a bunch of BS. I used to think that was a bunch of BS. Until the planets started lining up. And you start going, and pardon my language, I'm going to cuss here. When you go, oh shit, this is real. When that hits you, then you start going, maybe the planets are aligning for me. Maybe the planets are aligning for my team who I so desperately want to succeed. And all of a sudden, the light bulb comes on, and it's like, you know, the Messiah comes in, and the room lights up, and everything's like, oh my God, it's going to work. And right now, you're on this call, you know, you've seen the emotion. Look at Scott. He wants his people. You know, he tears up because he wants his people to succeed. Look at Mike. Tears up because he touched Robert's life. We so desperately want for you to succeed. And right now, the planets are lined for you. And they line up. Boom, boom. And you've got a line of leaders that are lining up for you in the prosperity team. We're all lining up, and it all lines up. There's a little arrow on the bottom of that, and it's pointing to that button below to click it. Because this is your chance. This is your chance to have something, a group, a whole team of people pulling for you. I mean, I see other teams out there. There's other teams out there, and there's no other team. I wouldn't even want to be on my team compared to the prosperity team. Okay, but there's no other team out there that is creating this atmosphere. I mean, we're doing. Just look at this hangout. Look at this hangout. We're sitting here doing a hangout. We showed you how to make money tonight by going and clicking the button, sign up, send your link out to people. This link below is coded to you. It's coded to you. So if you sign up, put your username in there, and send this link out, and somebody comes and clicks the link and signs up, it's coded to you. Everything we do here is focused, honed in, lined up for you. That's what this prosperity team's all about. I mean, I don't know about some of you guys. When I got into this industry, I had to borrow money. I borrowed like $4,000 to come into the company I came into. But the day I paid my money, my sponsor disappeared. Poof, like a magician. He was gone. He was just, boom, gone. I paid him $4,000, and I'm sitting here going, what do I do? I mean, sponsors do that. Here, I mean, you can see the integrity with all the people here. If you can't see it, you're blind. But and the cool thing is blind people are making money here, though. So that's cool. But if you can't see the integrity here of the people, none of us would ever leave you. But if you joined me today, or you joined Scott today, or anybody, if you joined somebody on our team today because you just heard about the Hangout and you're clicking their link, if they leave you, we already have everything in place for you. You can come in here and succeed without me because you have the prosperity team. There's no team out here like this. There's no team with the integrity that Scott was looking for, because we won't join just anybody. There's nobody on this planet that I would join. I mean, a team like this, and like Justin said, it seems like the planets are aligned for you. They are. You're in the right place at the right time. Scott was. I was. Justin, you want to talk about a tearjerker? Justin was right in the right place at the right time when he was in Costa Rica and almost drowned, and Dave Wood pulled him out of the water. That transformed his life. I mean, think where Justin went from, even though he was in Empower, he's making, $8,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month because of Empower. But that life-changing event, when the crazy planets were aligned, and now Justin had, what? Oh my God, Justin! I think you had what? What'd you say? Like a $50,000 month last month?
54,000 and some change, but I'm not counting.
Yeah, I mean, tell me the universe didn't align for a guy like Justin who only made $3,000 on his best month in MLM, and now he's made more in. We figured what we say the other day, Justin. You made in a week more than any entire year of anything that you've ever done. I mean, that's badass. The planets are aligned for you. Everything is aligned for you. I'm not trying to be some spiritual mumbo-jumbo junkie guru on the mountain kind of guy. But sometimes things happen for a reason. You're here for a reason. That button, who was it was saying the button was throbbing in front of him. That button right now is throbbing below this thing, below this video, because you're in the right place at the right time. I'm in the prosperity team at the right time for my team to help them. You're here. It's the right time. I get emotional too when my team struggles. This is the best way. And the cool thing is you don't have to know anything, because we'll get on Hangouts like this and we'll do it for you. If you were smart enough at the beginning of this, I'm sure most of you are pretty intelligent. If you're one of those intelligent people that weren't in, just heard about this, went and bought in, sent the link out, you could be making money right now, and we're making it for you. We're sitting here showing the potential of this. We're doing it for you. So just being a part of Prosperity Team, it will change your life. You're in the right place at the right time. I think you'll hear in every person on this call just pure, sheer gratitude to be part of something of this magnitude. I mean, if you don't believe in God, I thank God every night, even if I didn't believe in Him, because, God, this is incredible. To be a piece of this, just to be a piece of it, to be on this. So, not to be a sales guy, but click the button. You're in the right place. Click the button. Sorry, Justin, I'll give it back to you.
No, perfectly said, man. And the reason people should click the button, if you weren't following the instructions at the very beginning of the Hangout, do it now. Follow your intuition. Follow your gut just because it feels good. This Hangout will be recorded. It's being recorded right now. As soon as we're finished, you're going to have this page that you can use to just drive traffic to. You want to make a lot of money with us here in the Prosperity Team and with Empower Network? Get really good at just inviting people to the Hangout, and guess what? We're going to train you and teach you how it is that we get people to our Hangouts to be the top income earners that we are. We'll actually walk you by the hand. Mike Hobbs, Monday through Friday, will actually sit down with you and walk you step by step through completing some action assignments. Monday through Friday, I will send you an action assignment via email, so you actually have the copy, you have video swipes, everything is swipe. And if you don't know what a swipe means, it just means you can steal our content and put your username on it, steal our videos, steal our pages, but you'll get all the sales for it because we are a team, and that's what you get when you lock arms with us. I want to kick it back to Alex. How's it going over there, brother? Looks like you're muted, bro.
Yeah, muted out, buddy.
Now we hear you loud and clear.
Okay, excellent. I was having all sorts of internet issues here in this cafe. At least they have great desserts, so pays off to be here. But yeah, I mean, you guys are the right place. I mean, there's nothing out there that will work as good as Empower, and I mean, we have the best team. I mean, granted, I might be, you know, I'm not bragging, but that's what it is. You know, I've been long enough in this game and met a lot of people, and like authenticity speaks, I think, even through the screen. You know, so it's no brainer. Just click the link, join. Let's lock up arms. Let's make it happen for you and your family. Because if you don't join right now, you really don't love your family. There, I said it. Because it changed my life. You know, it changed so many people's lives. So it's no brainer. It's not talking about $25 million investment in a franchise. So don't overanalyze this and just let's get to work, guys. Let's get to work. And let's meet in Chicago. Let's meet in Chicago. That's where the fun is going to be.
I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot, but yeah, our big epic event, our next event's going to be in Chicago, April. I believe it's like the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st. And you want to get to that event, do whatever you got to do to get there, because the biggest breakthroughs happen at the events. We're actually at the top of the hour, so I just want to close it out. Everyone, I'll give you like a final 60 seconds, and we'll go with Franco, and we'll just finish going through the line there. But Franco, what do you want to share to wrap it up here, brother?
It's unbelievable, guys. I mean, I have a bunch of witnesses here. We didn't get together and script anything that we were going to speak about tonight. That's not how we roll, and you guys feel that. It really is, you know, it's pretty special what we have here. This is the program we've all been looking for all of our careers, whether we've been here a year, 5 years, 10 years. You battle in these trenches, and you want to find the right program at the right time with the right training, with the right support, because you want your team to succeed. You want to see them on stage. You want to see them taking pictures with their family, with their checks, hugging Dave Wood, hugging Dave Sharp, and you want to be kicking back in the VIP seats just going, that's my team up there. You know, we did it. We finally did something. So, you know, some of us that get pretty passionate about this stuff, you hear it all through, man, and from the bottom of my heart, we got a lot of passion because we can appreciate when something this special forms, and it doesn't form every year, right, Ed? You don't find this type of stuff every 3, every 5. I haven't seen it in 10 years that I've been full-time. It's real special, guys. Grab hold of it. Grab hold of it. We're all here together, and there's absolutely no way I would let $10,000 get in the way of what this has the power to do in your life. To talk about $5,000 or $1,000, whatever level you're at, or $25, hop on this thing tonight and plug into our training. One of the things I'll throw out there, well, we do training every day. And a lot of us leaders, when I get to work, I had this idea of just doing a hangout by myself and inviting my team last second, no training, no teaching, because we have so much of that, but I just show everyone just how I work. And a lot of times what the aha moments, when people see me for an hour or 2 hours, flip on this camera and just go and do our 8 core commitments and blog daily, tell others, and get money, and they see a full-time person actually do it within an hour and a half, and they see that it's not rocket science, they just lights them up, and they're like, are you serious? That's it? Yep, I'm done for the day. I got to pick up my kid at kindergarten. I'm through. I'm going to get some ice cream. I'm going to get paid, and I'll see you at the hangout. You know, so that's real special, guys. We do so much here that is recorded. We give it to you, and then you run with it and make it happen, and we're right there running with you. So it's special. Click on the button. Get in. You're never going to see a team or a system or Empower Network, anything like this ever. So grab onto it now that we're just getting going, and take massive action. There's 10,000 people out there that are looking for you that need to hear your story. So that's what I got, man. You need to get out there and share your message and be heard.
Right on, Franco, and they should hit the button right below this video simply because freedom is damn sexy. I ain't ever seen sexiness like this in my entire life. Let's go pass it over to John Rose to close it up, brother.
Sure, yeah. Everybody tonight just really hit the nail on the head, you know. Alex and Ed, Franco, Scott, Justin, everybody, you guys, amazing. You know, in closing, we've had a lot of stuff in place for our team. Everybody did individually, but the power is really in unity and being able to put all of our resources together and, you know, just being able to provide for people who are just getting started in this industry and even leaders alike. I mean, really everything that you could ask for is here. And like I said before, it just comes down to taking action and really making things happen. So that's it. Click the button below and we'll see you on the inside.
You know what, John? Those big-ass checks hit the nail on the head. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a great point. And, Scott, I'll let you close it out, brother.
Well, thanks, you guys. You know, exactly. I mean, it's basically already been said here. You know, when you look at what you have access to, you know, I would have clicked the button and joined. You know, when I first saw the badasses that are on here. I mean, the sexiness that this. I mean, those sexy checks, John. I mean, come on, that's amazing. But you know, when you come from, you know, a lot of people, most people, I have found, the 97 percentile. You're still working a full-time job. I know when I first started this, you know, I was working a full-time job. You got to make ends meet, and that's cool. That's understandable. But I'll tell you, you will not find anything else that will give you what Empower Network can give you as fast as it can give you, and the Prosperity team has everything in place. See, when we were first starting this, we had to put together stuff for our team. We had to try to put all this stuff together for our team. But it's all here right now. It's here right now, and all you have to do is click the button and join. 25 bucks, pull out your card and go. Because I'll tell you, success comes to those who take action. When you sit on the fence, you're in a process of decision right now. And you know, first you have to be aware that there's a problem in your life before you can make a decision. Once you become aware, now it's like, oh, let's see, what was I doing in the past 6 months? Was that working for me? Well, if it wasn't, it's time to change what you're doing. It's time to make a decision. It's time to click on the button down below and join, because there's nothing else like this. I struggled for 10 years, a decade. Tried doing that shit for 10 years. Okay? I spent more than $20,000 in my online education over the course of the past 2 years before Empower Network. 25 bucks, guys. You can buy a pizza for that. Click on the button, get in, get started. That's all I got to say.
Cool. And Robert just popped on, so I'll let you actually be the final closer, Robert, and we're going to wrap up here.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Thank you. Man, all I have to say to you guys is, once again, if any of this resonated with you, I love this team so much, man. I just cannot even tell you how much I love this team and how much of a blessing you leaders have been to my life. The one thing I love the most about this team and about our company is the authenticness, if I'm saying that right, how authentic our business is and our team is. None of this is scripted. None of this is rehearsed. None of this is, you know, practiced. This is how we really feel. This is our hearts that we're sharing with you guys. And if any of this resonates with you, you need to lock arms with us right now and get started. Not let the lack of money prevent you from making money. I was taught that very early on in my business career. I've had many times, you've had many times, everyone on this Hangout has had many times where you did not have the money to do something, but you found it if it was something that you really wanted to do. I really wanted to change my life. And I'm sure many of you on this call or on this Hangout really want to change your life. You know, I got to tell you, when I got started in my first business in this industry, I did not have the money in my account. And I did it anyway. And you know, there's a day lag time. I just put it in there. I made sure it was in there. I'm not telling you guys to do that, but what I'm saying is, if you feel this, a way will be made very shortly for you to get started in this business. As I said earlier, it's not about all the technical stuff. It's about your mindset. That's all I have to say. Get in. Get started.
Brilliantly said, everybody. I just want to say I appreciate all the leaders for coming out, taking the time out of your Wednesday to be here with us, to train us, to teach us, to inspire us, to get us to touch our hearts and to, push us forward. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I appreciate everyone watching this Hangout. I think for me, one of the most beautiful things about Empower Network is you being you and being able to express oneself freely, I feel is the meaning of life. Maybe I got that from Bruce Lee. It's all good. But for me to be my crazy self, and not cut my hair in 4 years and to wear sandals and shorts and to be in the most exotic, nicest 5-star hotel and to walk with my beautiful wife and people just like looking at me like, this crazy hippie, like how is that even possible? And it just blows their mind, and I just love that. I love being me, and I want you to be you, and I want everyone just to be yourself and express yourself here with our team and Empower Network by blogging and sharing who you are so you can reach and touch and uplift other people, and we can change the world. That's how it starts. I mean, the only change we will see in our world is from a group of entrepreneurs or leaders that want to do good for the world. We get together, we can transform this place, because that's what happened, unfortunately, but with a bunch of evil people and how they were going to control the world and take over the currency and the banks and this and that. However, we're the light forces. That's why we're the Jedi, and we're here to kick Darth Vader's ass. Excuse my French, but I just had to throw that in there because I'm a Star Wars fan. But nonetheless, I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you next week. Hit the link right below. Get started. What am I, from New York? Actually, I am from New York. But anyways, get started. Lock arms. We appreciate you. See you soon. Love and light.
Welcome to the team, everybody.